Hey, my name is Nyakio. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm the owner of Golden Bliss Spa, which is located in Westlands in Nairobi, Kenya.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, I'm giving you guys game so when you travel, you know where to go, what businesses to, travel to. When you're in Nairobi, in the Westlands, maybe you're staying at the Kapinski around the corner, and it's Nairobi has changed. The Westlands has changed. You got freeways to get you places, but this business is right around there. It's walkable, but I would take a taxi, tuk-tuk, or, even the boda. And I would go visit the Golden Bliss Spa, where you can get everything from your manicure, pedicure, massage. I mean, they have so many different services available, and it's in a beautiful place, people. But I'm bringing you the owner of it. Don't let the young face fool you, the young age. This is the owner. And I was like, in America, we don't see that. In Europe, you don't see that from people who are young getting it. So Miss Melody Nyakio, the queen of the Golden Bliss Spa, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. Thank you for that great introduction. I'm doing well. You just made my day better.
Well,
Yes.
I'm telling you, when they have this edited up, I want that door, like I want them to see your door and just how you're living, because it's inspiring to, get to a place where you can have a successful business. But when you have a place that is so, large as yours and such a great location, I know nobody gave it to you. I kind of know some of the backstory, but when did you realize I can have a spa and I can have it in this location? Like, did it take you 2 years, 3 years, 10 years to get here?
It was around the COVID time. Before COVID, I was employed. I used to work at a spa. Then COVID came and we had to close down business for a while. And that's when I thought I should just do this, because I've been waiting, I've been planning to open a business, the same kind of business that I was in. So when COVID was here and I got the chance to be at home and do nothing. And that's when I just really said, let me give it a try. Let me just do it. So in the middle of COVID, I started to, look for locations, decide on, I didn't know really anything about the business in terms of, how to find a location, about the location expenses, it's rent and everything. I really didn't know that side of the business. So, but thank God I had time. There was really a lot of time, free time doing nothing. So I used to actually go to the locations myself. I'd wake up and, check out 2-3 buildings, different locations. I compared different locations in Nairobi. And yet I found my location. I loved it. And I just saw it and I felt like, yep, now I think I actually made the first step to owning my business. And actually that was true, because from there on, nothing could stop me. I just was ready to put up a business and begin.
Tell the people, because a lot of people won't even take those steps because they'll say, I don't have the money. That's a global excuse. I don't have the money. And the winners that I find are using their network, which is your network is your net worth, they say, and they're using family, friends, people they know, people they drink beer, coffee with. The winners are doing that. And so they're building. So when you found the space, did you already have the funding, or did you then have to go find the funding once you found the spot?
So I hadn't done like a budgeting thing. I knew I had some little savings, but I was willing to make that work or find a way of making this thing actually work. Because when I went and I found my location, it was a bit pricey than than what I had imagined it would be like. I would have thought maybe because I don't have enough money, let me start small. That was my plan. But when I got to this building, it was way above my capabilities, but I really wanted it. So I talked to people I knew, and I'm lucky that they believed in me and they believed in whatever I was telling them. And yeah, I got a little support, and that's how I just started. I think the starting point is really not about how much you have, but it's more of, are you willing to do whatever you need to do to get what you want? People could support you if you believe in yourself. Then it's easy to sell it to someone. They will believe in you if they see that you actually know what you're saying, you mean what you're saying, and you're about what you're saying.
So true. And for somebody who's done business on a small level in Kenya, I've had some great people we've, produced some music for, and we've had some experiences where you're like, okay, typical, they say, oh, don't invest in Africa. These are Kenyans and Africans. Don't invest. Everyone will steal your money. But there's laws and there's courtrooms for that. So you're one of those people, somebody, trusted, you've made good on whatever that deal was. If you guys, I'm not going to go too much into her business because I want her to write a book and have a podcast, and then I want you to go check it out there. So there's some things intentionally I'm skipping because chapter 13 and 7 of that book are going to be awesome. It's going to be like, you're going to finish it like that. But, what did you do to gain that trust and support? Because many people globally are looking for investors, looking for sponsors, looking for people to believe in them. But from somebody who gets asked often, it's like they don't even have a business plan. You don't know them from anything. There's no credibility. There's no, give or take. So what did you do to form those relationships to make somebody trust you? Did you already have, a long relationship with that person or people, or did you, just got blessed up and they were like, we believe in you, just because you're Melody, the queen?
I think what helped me really was I actually had a plan, and I knew the exact steps that I needed to take. And it was easy convincing someone because they can, there's accountability. Like, I did the first thing, I'm doing the second thing, it's done, I'll do the third thing, I'm still doing, so I mean, it's for an investor, for someone who's looking to put somewhere money, I think I was easy to be, trusted or to be relied upon. The relationship wasn't actually that long, but it was someone who, they believed in me. They knew I would do it. I had shown them that I can do it. I will actually do it.
And one of the million, I can hear the listener sometimes, and so I'm asking a question for the listeners because I got a relationship with them like that. I can just hear them. When you got that money and that support, did you have to pay it back? Because sometimes you'll have venture capitalists, sometimes you'll have angel investors of different forms. And, did you have to pay that money back?
Yes, I actually had to pay that money back. And I'm lucky that it was not with any kind of interest or anything, and it was not in a limited time. So I was so lucky. I had the freedom to, take my time, and nothing though. I didn't have to pay it with interest, but I knew I had to pay. My plan was to pay it as soon as I could. So there was no way that I was going to fail myself.
Okay, no, that's awesome. And I have to say that because there are, there's people, there's Kenyans, there's people who will know you, there's people who don't know you. They'll look at you and say, well, I'm sure some man gave her the money because she's beautiful and young. And well, okay, but I know people who have, huh?
It still works to my advantage, at least.
It works to your advantage, but the difference between, maybe having a sponsor and having someone who's giving you some seed money and you pay them back. I mean, all throughout the world, we have old men buying condos, $200,000 and up for women, even there in Kenya, right there in the English Point. I saw and met with some people who, and I'm shocked. I'm like, these Mzungus, no wonder they're welcome. Karibu Kenya. But there's a difference between them who they don't have to pay the money back and, what you did. And again, she'll go more raw and detail in her book. She's just gonna, start writing it, or putting it together, I should say, because I think some of it you already have. You just need to lay out in an organized format. But you have the spot. It's one thing, okay, anybody maybe can open a spot, right? That part's done. The hard part is getting the clients and keeping the clients so you make the money. What marketing did you have, or did you already have a network of people from the other spa that would follow you over there? Okay, I'm saying, ta-da, you have the spot, you got it. But just having the spot isn't enough. Now you have to work on the marketing and the clientele. Did you already have clientele from the last spot? Because that's really the hard part. Once you get the store, once you get the business going, how do I keep having customers to keep this place open?
As I had told you previously, I had worked as a spa, so I had clients, I had personal clients, but of course they weren't as many enough to satisfy now my full business, because now I have employed people. So I just had clients for one person, me, but now I need a lot of other clients for all these other people that I had employed. So of course I had to really go big on marketing and making sure that people know outside there that there's a spa. It's called Golden Bliss, and I didn't just rely on the clients that I knew. As much as I had to make sure everyone around my circle knew, all my clients knew, my friends, my family knew, and then now, create an advertisement marketing to bring in new people, to grow.
Got you. And let me tell the audience that the difference between you is you're consistent. And if you say you're going to do something, you'll do it. I talked to, you've seen me, you came out marketing with us the same day we met. I'm rushing her to do my nails, people, because I have an event that, I'm like, I need to be there. Can you hurry up? And she's going through renovations. All her employees are gone. She's really shut down. It just was meant for us to be able to connect. And she's like, okay, I'll take you. I was right there. But then she comes to the marketing event and she doesn't know me from Adam. She just knows I have a big mouth and I'm full of adventure, right? Because I'm just talking and talking. And she comes to the event and it's like consistency. I even had her on another show with Asia Bird, and you guys can go, Google and check that out. And she'll be mentioned in a magazine. So one thing rolls over to another when you're consistent. If anybody ever asks you in the future, what's the difference is you're up for adventure, you're here to serve, and you're consistent, which most people aren't. Most people are selfish. They're liars, they're flakes, they're fakes. And you're just like, okay, I'm here, I'm on time, I'm early. That's part of your magic.
Yes, that's really true, and I am so grateful for meeting you. I think that was really meant to be. We were meant to meet because as you have said, I was under renovations. I could have just told you, like I was already telling you that no, let's just come once we're open. But then it happened. We met, and I'm glad I met you. Consistency, really, I wasn't really a consistent person, but I think once I opened my business, I didn't have a choice I really didn't have a choice. I knew I had to be consistent. Okay, my business didn't really actually just peak 100. I had days where I had to really, believe in myself, even when I feel like I can't. So that is what has actually taught me consistency. I have had to learn about it. It just wasn't in me, and to actually believe in it. And now I do believe in consistency. I believe that consistency and always wanting to, bring up something new, something different, trying out things and seeing what works. If it doesn't, at least I know now that doesn't work. If it works, that is really good for me. So yeah, consistency is really part of the process. You have to be consistent. There's really no otherwise. And consistency, I think it's proof that, it works. Yes.
Mhm. Well, with that consistency and learning it, most people are used to being told what to do, whether it's in school or whether it's in jobs. When you ventured out on your own, did you get any hate from friends, family, former employer saying, oh, you're taking our clients? Or did you get support in all three of those areas?
I got a lot of support from my friends and family. Uh, I also got some hate. It wasn't from family or friends. It was just from, people who happened to know about me and the new business. So, but, I kind of had anticipated that. And I don't get bothered with hate. I concentrate on the love. And yes, that's how I went through that. But I'm glad that my family had supported me. My friends have always been supporting me up to now, and that's what gives me strength.
Okay. And with that, and I'm trying to set something up for somebody who might be like a barber right now, or whatever they do. They could be a plumber, and that their employer, isn't going to encourage them to leave, especially if they're great. They're gonna, and you have to step out on that faith to say, I can do it on my own. What I'm doing for you, I can do for myself. And so I really want people to like push, because I think all of us want the freedom of an entrepreneur, which you and I know, once you're there, you're free to do what you want, but you're also serving all your team members, and you have to make sure they're good and make sure the buildings and everything, the taxes and all that are good. So I really want to encourage you guys, because that's why Melody has to write a book, because she is coming from the areas of, she can talk about things, I can't talk about, being a man and being in the beauty industry, being young, and people probably trying to knock you down over and over saying this can't happen. And if you believe them, you'll always be working for somebody. So it's the difference between the entrepreneur and the person who has to work. Now, talk about when you get all this bags of money, and everybody looks at you, oh, like, okay, now you're rich, now you can help me. What's a community give back that you are doing or that you would like to do in the future?
Okay, so I'm a religious person, so I always think this is, I always say this is God's blessings. So I when I can, I like to give back to children homes. I do some little shopping, foodstuffs, clothes, and give out. But I'm also planning on, attending, like showing up at the children's home with my team, with my employees, and also show support, because they'd like also to know who is this person who's doing these things for us. Meet them, talk to them. I have a very soft spot for kids who are orphaned. They are the kids who stay in children's home here in Kenya. So yeah, hopefully I'll have a home for myself, come up with one and have kids there. That's the future. but now we try to, send something in different children's home once in a while. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. And I again, the musician I found in 2019 that is like a son now. He, that's how we found him. But he wasn't an orphan. His stepfather actually ran the orphanage, but he has a story in itself, and and we really appreciate people who take that initiative to help the least of these, because there's so much wealth out here. And people say, oh, Africa's poor, and in America they say Black people are poor, but Black people here in America have like $1 trillion spending power. In Africa there's so many resources and things. The problems that we have globally are that we don't work together, and it's always help me, but the reciprocal, like you gotta want to help. What can you do for someone else? And that's what I want everybody to think about. Stop asking for help. Help first. See what that person needs and offer that, and then you're needed, and so they'll give you something. Now, I want to know, and this is game for my clients, my friends who are coming over to Kenya, creating businesses. How is the tax law, and how, like, do you have an accountant? Do you have a lawyer? Do you recommend people? Because a lot of Black Americans, Europeans, and from the Caribbean want to come to Africa, do business. They ask me all the time, how did you set up that business in Sierra Leone? How did you guys do business in Cameroon? And I tell them I have friends who support me and help me out to keep me legal. How did you go about learning about the tax law and the code? Because with that big building of yours, you can't hide. They're coming for you.
I met a lawyer. I kind of like when I'm getting professional help. I don't want to do it all by myself. I can't actually. So the lawyer advised me on everything, told me if you want to be, you've got to do business the right way. You've got to pay your taxes. You have to submit your sales and earnings, and that's the only way you're going to, be able to live with no fear, or just knowing that you're actually doing something right. You're not doing anything wrong. So he hooked me up with an accountant. So I have an accountant who handles all my math, my financial part of the business, and he is the one who pays my taxes and everything. And the lawyer helps me to, come up with the things the employer, I've forgotten the real name, but the contracts, exactly, the contracts the employees have to sign. So from that perspective, I think I'd like to just say that you need to work with people. You need to, work with other professions. So to make sure everything is good. It's really nice if your business is legit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's necesito. And even the small business doing in Kenya, like I say, I have a court hearing, and we'll get our monies back and then some from the, from our issue in Mombasa. But I call her Kenya's best lawyer. Shout out to Edna. I'm like Gaddafi. I have a whole team of women. Yeah. And so I like the women lawyers, as you saw at the mixer, even Olive, who is my friend for years, but the publicist that we used for my client, she's the best. She's a lion, and I like the best. I want to always use the best. And I think, pushing up women. I have daughters. So LondonandSydney.com, their website. I'm just like, push up women, the women king. I love it. And I'm the king. So, like Gaddafi. Tell the people where they can reach you when they come to Nairobi, when they hit the Westlands. Most of you are going to be in the Westlands anyway, because you want to be in the center of that business action. Where can they find you at Golden Bliss online? And, any other last words you want to give the people?
We're located in Westlands. It's really central, even if you're not going to be staying in Westlands when you're in Nairobi, but it's really central. From any part of Nairobi, you can get to Westlands. We're next to the Kempinski. It's the big hotel here in Nairobi. You can also check us out on our website, our Facebook page, our Instagram page. We go as Golden Bliss Spa. Google us. You'll see direction. You'll even get a number there and you can call us. We pick all our phone calls. We talk to customers. I think the last thing I'd like to say is I'm happy for you having me here today to share my story and to tell my potential clients where we're located. Thank you.
You are so welcome. And when she says reach out to them, they're quick on the response. Some of the difference between going to the Kempinski Spa, which you have to have an appointment, so many hours. If you don't have time to know your schedule, again, our connection was just at the right time and it was supposed to be. But I have a feeling from even the reviews that I've seen, all great on her Google reviews, it's where you just easily can go. You get your relaxation on so you don't scratch somebody with your feet, your nails, or be stressed out on that. If you're on the plane, train, automobile. So you guys make sure, look in the links in the description. We will link all of the stuff for the online website and all. And you guys make sure, if you do nothing else, that you share this game with somebody. It will change their life. You guys be blessed.
Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stress the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand, or 10,000 Kenyan shillings, or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kelly Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.